I'm KV Dahl. My family's been in the car business since 1911, and I love cars. I think about cars all the time, and heck, I even dream about cars. I was born with a dipstick in my mouth and gasoline in my veins. And this is my garage. Welcome to this week's KV Dahl's Garage. This week we've got something cool. Every week we have something cool, but this is really cool. It's a 1952 Ford Crestline Victoria. And this is just kind of a cool car. The 1952 was the first year that Ford made the hardtop in the shoebox style, which is just a neat look. When I say hardtop, for the people that don't know, when you roll the front and the back windows down, there's no post in between the front and the back windows. So that means it's a two-door hardtop. So this was built on the Crestline chassis. So it's a Ford, 1952 Ford Crestline Victoria. Ford made a Victoria model all the way back into the 1930s. But the Victoria kind of signifies it's an upper trim level car. So this was kind of a more luxurious model than say just a regular Crestline. This 52 sports a flathead V8 engine with an automatic transmission. Ford at that time was using the General Motors Hydromatic transmissions. Really a very unique car. I love the styling of this car. In 1949, Ford changed their styling dramatically. And they went from the big V'd hood and the fat fenders into the more of the shoebox look. And that was the first major styling change in Ford Motor Company in 1949, and that car was Car of the Year. And a lot of people say that that body style saved Ford Motor Company. So this 52 Ford was sold brand new in 1952 at Dahl Motors in Davenport, Iowa. And it was serviced at Dahl Motors its entire life. And in 1975-76, the owner brought it in and she was ready to trade. My father, obviously, is an old car fanatic that he is. That's where I get it from. He wanted the car. It had 29,000 miles on it, and he said to the gal, he said, I really like the car. And she said, well, I'm on a new Maverick, and I want two prices. I want a price for my Maverick straight out, and I want a price for my Maverick with the trade included. She had a nickname for this car that she called it Miss Vicky for the Victoria, and she called it Miss Vicky her entire life. She said, I want a price with the trade and without. And my dad said to her, why a price without the trade? And she said, well, the neighbor kid who takes care of my lawn and shovels my walk, he wants to turn it into a stock car. And my dad about had a heart attack, and he said, well, gosh, it's really tough with the titling of these old cars, and it would just be a lot easier if you traded the vehicle in. Mrs. Smith, what would it take for you to trade the vehicle? And she said, well, Vingy, she said, I believe it would cost an extra $300. So my dad promptly gave her the extra $300 for the trade. And then he found out that she was ordering a Maverick, and it was going to be 6 weeks till the vehicle got there. So he said, I'll tell you what, Mrs. Smith, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to put you into one of our rental Mavericks. And reason being is you're so used to driving Miss Vicky. These new Mavericks, they drive a lot different than your 52 Ford did. And he said, I'd like to have you drive it, this new Maverick, get used to it, and do it under my insurance. That way nothing happens. And if it does, it's under my insurance. Knowing that if she took this car back and had to explain to the kid that took care of her lawn and shoveled her driveway that she had traded the car in, but the car was still there, my dad would never see the car again. She agreed, and we've had the car ever since. It is a nice old car. It's all original. It's got 37,000 original miles on it. We did do one repaint on the car, but other than that, she is 100% bone stock original. It's a great driving car. There's something about it, this color combination, this cream color with the navy blue top. and that navy blue interior with navy blue carpeting. It works on this car. The wide whites, you know, everything in this era is kind of aircraft inspired. So your parking lights here, they look like the front of a jet engine. Your center right there, that looks like the front of a jet engine. Your hood ornament looks like an airplane. And I absolutely love, love, love that Ford script. I think that Ford script is so rich looking with the red and the blue and the gold and the chrome. It just screams prosperity. What a cool, cool car. Walking toward the back of this car, we've got this really nice stainless steel spear that comes down just to the back of the front door. And you've got V8 and Crestline. Walking back, you've got this nice trim piece here, right along where you would put your elbow when you're cruising, Victoria. Coming back, again, aircraft inspired right there. Your Ford Crest again. And like I said, two-door hardtop, so no post. It really looks cool with the windows down. Coming around to the back, you've got this big wraparound back window that's split into three. Your two side pieces and your one center piece. And it just looks cool. Neat aircraft-inspired taillights. Kind of looks like the afterburn coming out of a jet engine. Another kind of neat story about this car. We've got a gentleman here in town that is he is the god or the godfather of the classic car hobby here in the Quad Cities, Bobby. And Bobby has got a lot of new old stock parts. And so when my dad got this car, and I believe it was 1975, one of the taillight lenses was cracked. So he went down to Bobby, and he's a lifelong friend, and he said, Bobby, he said, I need a taillight. I picked up a 1952 Ford Victoria. And Bobby kind of looked at him, he said, I got one, Pinchy. And he said, I'll sell it to you for $50. That was a lot of money in 1975, so my dad said, well, where else am I going to get one? He pulled out two 20s and a 10, and he gave it to Bobby. And Bobby disappears into the back, and he comes out with a big smile on his face, holding a Fomoco box, a Ford Motor Company box. He had the original taillight in the original box, and he hands it to my dad with a big smile on his face, and my dad looks at the box, and sure enough, the box was stamped Dahl Motors, Davenport, Iowa. But he had saved it all those years, so he definitely deserves it. Just a nice looking car here. You've got your faux spare tire on the back. You can lift up that little Ford Crest, and there you go underneath. That's where you put your key in. Gas door right behind the license plate. Neat styling, chrome bumpers, 1952 Ford Crestline Victoria, two-door hardtop, sold originally at Dahl Motors in 1952 and traded back in 1975. What a car. So if you're into the preservation of automobile history, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.